Okay, I want to show you some of the detail work. Oh, I just kind of messed that up because that's wet. I've done some of the little liner work, real thin liner work. I'm using my #1 quill. You can also, for some of the larger elements like these, you can use the #2 or 3 quill. These are made especially for strokes. You can do your backwards teardrop strokes with this brush, and I'm going to show you a little bit of that. First, let me show you a little bit of the line work with my red mix. I'll get my brush loaded, and I want it to be really, really wet. And you can use water, or you can use extender, or you can use the glaze extender water mix. I'm going to start out by using water. And as I load, I'm laying it down, turning it, lying down, turning it, lie down, lift up, turn it. I'm not twisting the hairs. That will break them, and they're very delicate. These are fantastic brushes if you know how to take care of them. When you store them in a drinking straw with the ends taped, because moths can get to them, so you want to keep those protected. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start pulling out some of the lines in the red highlight mix right here at the base of this petal. You know, I'm starting from one spot, but I'm feathering them out. I think I have the longest one right here. So do it this way. Now, if you have some trouble seeing that, if you don't think it's bright enough, just add a little bit more of the naphthol red to it. And probably would really need to have a bigger brush to do some of these things up here, but I'm going to put some pressure on, and maybe I can do them with this brush. There we go. Okay, make sure that your brush is wet enough that the paint is flowing off of it at all times. Don't want any drag at all. Let's see, down here on this scroll, down here, this red one, we've got some little marks down here, and then we have a thin line that comes up, and we have a few crosshatch marks going across. Okay, the paint of my brush is not wet enough. As you can see, those marks weren't the best because they were dragging. Let's see if I can clean them up a little bit. Such a difference. Okay. Let's come up here. And we have a petal again, a red petal. So let's pull our lines out from the base here. Okay. I'm wetting my brush every time I start to load it because I've got to make sure that my paint is wet enough. And then in this scroll we have a detail line that starts here, goes all the way down. Okay. I'm going to reload my brush with some of the yellow and show you some of these little strokes. So if you just give me a moment to do that. Okay, I dipped it this time in my glaze extender water mix and loading the brush with very thin paint. Come up into this area And let's see, I want to turn this around, so bear with me with the camera. Here you have your detail line that splits, and we have a very thin line that follows the length of this line, comes out and curls a little. And then we have some teardrop strokes up here. So to do that, you have your brush very wet. I'm going to reload, make sure it's full and wet. And you just barely touch the tip to your surface. Draw your line, and then at the end of the stroke you apply some pressure and you lift straight off. It's a very, very easy stroke, and it's very fun to do. And it was a learning curve for me because I am a heavy-handed painter. But this brush makes all the difference, this tiny little quill brush. So let's make a few more up in here. Okay. They're kind of all running into each other right here. We've got a couple that come over here. So basically all it is a tiny little thin line, and at the end of the line you just put a tiny bit of pressure on your brush and you lift straight off. You don't drag your brush, you just lift it straight off. And then we've got another line, a thin line that comes along here, comes around and curls up over this one. So it's really, you know, these details are a lot of fun to do. And they're really actually pretty easy, and they add so much to your painting.